Hi guys, welcome to the video. Thanks for watching. In this video, I just want to touch on the games coming up this weekend. There's some pretty significant games coming up for basically every team involved, and just great matchups, honestly. So I want to go over them real quick. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on them. This should be a quick video and just talk about each one and the significance, pretty much. All right, we got 2 games coming up with 4 teams, and they only got one game this weekend, Saturday. That's the Ice Bears visiting the Dogs and the Bulls visiting the Bolts. It's the only game that those teams are involved in this weekend, so it's a one-off. First game, Ice Bears visiting the Dogs. Obviously, that's a big game. Points-wise, rivals, the way they play, and considering that they only play once this week, it's probably going to be a physical matchup. Knoxville is going to want to play against Roanoke in a physical matchup and kind of drag them in their type of game. And, they got to be careful because even if you jump out to a lead with Roanoke, I mean, this is the Dogs know how to finish games and get back into them. So you always got to be careful, even with the lead, when it comes to the Dogs. And Knoxville's got to try and finish off the Dogs at home. So that's going to be a tough task. Also, you got, Bulls visiting the Bolts. Now, ordinarily, you'd say that's easy, advantage Bulls all day. But the Thunderbolts do play the Bulls pretty tough. They give them one hell of a game, and they're not afraid to play them, and they're pretty confident against the Bulls, and it shows in their game. I do think this could be a potential upset. We know Bolts can definitely match the Bulls in goaltending. If they play the Bulls physically and throw the Bulls off their game and, try and stop Carson Rose from getting off too many chances on Ty Taylor or Cole Ceci, you got a chance to win, so we'll see what that has in store. We also got a 2-game series coming up between Havoc and Marksman. Marksman traveling to Huntsville. That's going to be a great series. Both teams hot right now. I think special teams is going to be important, as well as team defense. And Fayetteville is going to put up a good fight against Huntsville. Could see both Wilson and Mike Robb start. I said in my previous video, you could make an argument for Wilson to be the full-time starter. His numbers are just as good and pretty much slightly better than Mike Robb, even though Mike Robb's played more. So, and, Kenny always holds it down for the Marksmen. I expect Kenny to get both starts in this game. And, I'm going to kind of pick a split because I can see Marksman taking a game, especially against Mike Robb. I think if they do win, it'll be against Mike Robb, but I think Brian Wilson beats Marksman, if that makes sense. So we'll see what's in store for that. Also, like I also said, we got the Battle of the Bads, right? You got Pensacola Ice Flyers going to the Quad City Storm, and these teams are pretty similar if you think about it. Both hit big time by the injury bug. Both off to pretty bad starts and not playing well right now. Good, consistent hockey. Neither team has a defense, really, at all right now. I would give a very, very slight advantage to Quad City Storm, only because they're getting some defenders back. And both special teams are like the worst special teams in the league. So, I mean, and they both can score goals. They both got people that can put puck in the net. Their goaltending's about the same, inconsistent. I expect Brent Moran to get both starts, and you could see Brody Claes and Kevin Reesop both, switch off. Because, like I said, they're basically the same goalie. I think Resop you would consider their number one, but they're both about the same. And then you got the Rivermen visiting Macon Mayhem for 3 straight games in Macon. This will be a big series. It's an important series for Macon. They cannot get swept at home 3 games against the Rivermen, and Rivermen would like to do that, and definitely Rivermen are capable, and I expect them to take 2 out of 3 in Macon. You will see Nick Latinovich play in Macon. You're not going to see Colby Muse all 3 games. I would be shocked if you did. I just do not see that happening. So at some point in time, you will see Nick Latinovich, and it might be game 1. So we'll see where that goes. As far as the one-offs for predictions, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Dogs at home in a close game. Might be like a 3-2, 4-2 with an empty netter against the Ice Bears. I'll take the Bolts in an upset, maybe a 3-1, 2-1 victory for the Bolts. Pensacola and Storm, like I said, a split. You don't know who's going to win with that matchup. They're so evenly matched and both playing poor hockey equally. So I'm going to go ahead and be safe and pick a split for that one, just like I picked a split for Havoc and Marksman, but for totally different reasons. So those are my predictions, and man, this week in hockey, I have a feeling is going to be really entertaining. I'm literally going to try and watch all these games because there's really not one I want to miss. I know they're all great matchups and going to be very entertaining because they're all important to these teams. These teams need these points. Like, Ice Flyers need to sweep the Storm. Storm need to sweep the Ice Flyers. Bolts need this win against the Bulls. Of course, Dogs need this win against the Ice Bears. Like I said, all these teams, all these wins are important right now. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I look forward to these games. See you at the next pet drop, and I always keep it Riverman style.